Hello, this is Susan Poss again with Spartanburg Community College. This is section 9.4, and this is video number 4. So we just finished the video on adding and subtracting radical expressions. So now we're going to finish up and look at multiplication. And again, we're not doing the section on rationalizing denominators for this course. All right, so you can see in these two, the operation has changed. It's no longer add or subtract. We're now doing a times operation on these. This is going to be a distribution process going on down here. And when you multiply, the radicands do not have to match. All right, so the first one is the square root of 5 times the square root of 15. So here's how we're going to proceed here. And let me get out of red. I don't like to work in red. There we go. So this is the square root of 5. Because 15 has a factor of 5, we're going to think of that 15 as 5 times 3. And then you can see that what I have here, if I separate these second two factors out, is a series of 3 multipliers, the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 times the square root of 3. And it turns out when you have matching square roots of, in this case, 5, the final result is 5. And then you just write down this square root of 3. So why is that? Well, the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is the square root of 25, which of course is 5. That's one way to think about it. Another way to think about it is to think of this in terms of fractional exponents. So 5 to the 1/2 times the same base 5 to the 1/2 becomes the same base 5, and you add the exponents. So there are several ways to convince yourself that multiplying the square root of a number by the square root of that same number is going to give you whatever that number is under the radical. So again, if we were doing the square root of 7 times the square root of 7, which is coming up in this next example, we're going to end up with 7 when it's all said and done. Okay, so that's our final answer on the part A there. Let's scroll down a little bit here to look at part B. Part B is a monomial out in front of a binomial, and we're going to use the distributive property here. So the first step is going to be the square root of 7 times the square root of 7. Then there's a minus, and then the square root of 7 times the square root of 14. So before I go ahead and get 7 here, let me do one more thing. You'll remember on the 15 above how we broke it down into 5 times 3. Well, on this 14, I'm going to break it down into 7 times 2. And again, because I know that these matching square roots, so here and here, whoops, I see a mistake. Hold on, sorry. It's not an equals in there, it's a minus. Sorry. So this is going to give me 7. Here's the minus. This is going to give me 7. And then there's the square root of 2. And you're going to stop right there because these terms are not alike. One has the square root of 2 on the end, and the other one does not have a radical expression at all. So this would be, in algebra, this would be 7 minus 7k. And those are not like terms, and so you don't combine them. You just stop right there. All right, I think that's a good place. Let me look at this next one and see. Yeah, let's just stop the video right there, and I'll pick up on this next one.